The hand of God sustains you, a blessed prayer to start the day. I am the Lord your God, who holds your right hand and says to you, "Do not fear, I will help you." Isaiah 41 verse 13. Lord, in this moment of surrender and prayer, we come to you, confident in your promise. We know that, just as you say in your word, you hold our hand, guide us through difficult paths, and do not allow us to lose ourselves in despair. This morning, as we begin our day, we seek your presence with all our hearts, asking that your powerful hand sustain us in each step we take. How many times, Lord, does the weight of life make us feel like we can no longer go on? When the anguish seems greater than our strength, when problems seem to have no solution, it is at that moment that we need to remember that we do not walk alone. Your hand lifts us up when we fall. Your grace covers us when we feel weak. Lord, come to meet us now. We ask that you sustain the hearts that are afflicted and tired, and that need a word of encouragement to not give up. May your Spirit be upon us, bringing peace and renewing our strength. How many times have we woken up in the morning without knowing what our day will be like? But we trust in you. We know that everything is under your control, and even when we don't see the way out, we trust that your hand will guide us to the end. Give us wisdom to deal with difficulties, patience to wait for your timing, and faith to continue believing, even when the answers take a long time to arrive. Today, Lord, we place before you all the areas of our lives that need your touch. We know that there are so many hearts at this moment crying out for healing. Physical healing, Lord, for those who are sick, who struggle with illnesses and limitations. May your restorative power touch these bodies, bringing relief, bringing health, bringing life. May discouragement and pain be replaced by hope and renewal. We also ask, Lord, for emotional healing. How many people, Lord, carry invisible wounds? Wounds of the soul, caused by disappointments, losses, betrayals, and words that have left their mark. You are the one who heals not only the body but also the heart. We ask that your hand touch these hearts now, bringing comfort, bringing the certainty that we are not alone, and that in you we can find peace, even in the midst of storms. Lord, we also ask for guidance. So many times we feel lost, not knowing which path to follow. We place our choices and decisions before you, asking that you guide us with your wisdom. May we hear your voice amidst the many voices that surround us, and may we follow your plan for our lives. Lord, open our eyes to see beyond our circumstances and trust that even when the path seems uncertain, you are in control. We also ask, Lord, for strength. We know that the journey is not always easy. Trials come, challenges pile up, and we often feel small in the face of the giants we face. But you are greater, Lord, greater than any problem, greater than any adversity. You are the one who strengthens us and enables us to continue. We ask that your strength sustain us today, so that we can face whatever comes with courage, determination, and with the confidence that you are by our side. We also ask, Lord, that in the midst of our weaknesses, you be our strength. Often, the weight of responsibilities makes us feel exhausted, and the pressure of problems seems to suffocate our hope. However, we remember that in you we find rest and renewal. We know that, even when our strength seems exhausted, you are the one who carries us in your arms. May we feel your power acting within us, restoring the spirit and courage to continue. Give us resilience to face challenges with faith, knowing that you are our inexhaustible source of strength. There are times, Lord, when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Circumstances become uncontrollable, and fear tries to dominate our hearts. But we trust that your hand is upon us, sustaining us in the midst of the storms. Even when we do not understand the reasons for our struggles, we know that you use each trial to strengthen us. May we, with humility, learn to depend more on you and less on ourselves. May our faith be refined in the midst of difficulties, and may your presence strengthen us, so that we can face each situation with the certainty that we are more than conquerors in you. Lord, we ask that, just as you strengthened great men and women of faith, you would also strengthen us today. Just as David faced giants and found in you the courage to fight, may we rise up in the face of adversity, trusting that you are with us. May our trust not be in our own abilities, but in your power that works within us. When we feel weak and incapable, may we remember your promises, knowing that in our weakness your power is made perfect. Enable us to see beyond our circumstances and to hold on to the hope we have in you. Lord, just as you strengthened Moses when he was called to lead your people, and he felt incapable, unsure of his own words and actions, may we also find in you the strength we need to fulfill the calling you have for our lives. May we, faced with the responsibilities and missions you entrust to us, look to your power and not to our limitations. Just as you did for Moses, empower us to walk in obedience and courage, trusting that you will open the way, even when everything seems difficult and the future uncertain. Just as you strengthened Esther, a simple woman who found herself in the midst of a situation that required great courage, may we also be empowered to act boldly, even when circumstances place us in a position of risk or uncertainty. May we, like her, trust that you place us in each place with a greater purpose, and that, with your help, we can overcome fear and face challenges with confidence. Strengthen us, Lord, to may we remember, in the face of difficulties, that we have been called by you for such a time as this, and that you will give us victory. And just as you did with Paul, Lord, who remained steadfast in his mission even in the face of persecution, imprisonment, and suffering, may we also be strengthened to persevere on our journey. May we see beyond temporary afflictions, knowing that your power is at work in us, and that the suffering of this present time does not compare to the glory that will be revealed. May we trust, in the face of trials, that you are molding us and preparing us for something greater, and that, in the end, your grace will be sufficient to sustain us every step of our journey. We know, Lord, that your strength is not only given to us to endure, but also to move forward. We do not want to just endure difficult times, but also to grow and flourish in them. May your strength take us beyond what we imagine, enabling us to achieve the impossible, to overcome barriers that limit us, and to live fully, even in the midst of adversity. Strengthen our hearts so that, faced with each challenge, we can respond with faith and courage, knowing that you are enabling us to move forward, always toward your purpose. Lord, we know that your strength is what allows us to persevere. In the moments when we think about giving up, may we remember that you do not give up on us. You see every tear, every battle, every effort. And in all these things, you are by our side, sustaining us with your powerful hand. May we, when we face obstacles, find in you the reason to continue, the reason to believe that the best is yet to come. May we trust that you are working on our behalf, even when we cannot see the results immediately. Lord, we ask that your strength be our constant companion, not only in the great moments of difficulty, but also in the small daily decisions. We know that every choice, every step we take, requires wisdom and courage from us. May we live day after day, trusting in your strength and grace. And may we, throughout this journey, witness your transforming power in our lives, shaping us, strengthening us, and leading us to experience the fullness that we can only find in you. On this day, Lord, we place all our worries in your hands. Worries about the future, about family, about work, about relationships. We know that in you we find rest. You are our refuge, our security, and we can rest, knowing that you take care of every detail of our lives. Help us to trust more, to worry less, and to surrender everything to you, with the certainty that your will is always good, perfect, and pleasing. Just as you strengthened Esther, a simple woman who faced great challenges and needed extraordinary courage to intercede for your people, we also ask that you empower us with the same boldness and confidence. Lord, help us to understand that, Just as you placed Esther in a position of influence with a greater purpose, you also place us in places where we can make a difference. May we, when difficulties arise, not look at our circumstances with fear, but with the certainty that we are exactly where we are supposed to be. With your help, we can overcome any obstacle, just as Esther overcame. Lord, strengthen us so that we can act with faith, even in the face of life's risks and uncertainties. Just as Esther trusted in your plan and was victorious, may we also trust in your power to transform difficult situations into victories. May we, when facing moments of doubt or danger, remember that you are in control of all things. Help us to act wisely, knowing that, with your strength, there is no challenge that cannot be overcome. Just as Esther was a victor with your help, we believe that we will be more than conquerors in all areas of our lives. As we look to the example of Esther, who stood up with courage and faith, we ask that this same courage accompany us in our daily battles. Lord, we know that you have called us to this moment for a purpose. May we understand that we are not here by chance, but that we have a greater calling. Like Esther, who was used by you to save a nation, may we be used to impact those around us with your love and your word. We know that, with your presence, we are assured of victory, and that, in every situation, we will be empowered to do your will. Lord, may we feel your peace flooding our hearts now. That peace that surpasses all understanding, that does not depend on circumstances, but that comes from you. May we, as we begin this day, remember that your hand sustains us, that you do not leave us alone, and that, in all things, you are with us. Grant us, Lord, a grateful heart. Even in the midst of struggles, help us to remember all that you have done for us. Help us to count your blessings, to value the small moments of joy, to recognize your presence in every detail. A grateful heart transforms our perspective, makes us see life with different eyes. And even when we do not understand what is happening, we can trust that you are working on our behalf. Lord, may this prayer be a milestone for a new beginning. May we experience your presence in a new and transforming way as we place our day in your hands. May your hand guide us, sustain us, and bring us closer to you. May each step we take be a reflection of your will, and may we be instruments of peace and love in the world around us. Now, as you say goodbye to this moment of prayer, take with you the certainty that God's hand sustains you. He is with you every step of the way, taking care of every detail of your life. Trust in the strength that comes from Him, and allow the peace He offers to flood your heart. Have you completely surrendered your day and your challenges into God's hands today? Let us know in the comments.